Hey sports fans, welcome back to the Fool Show. Just want to do a little recap of Michigan's 80-69 victory over Nebraska. Little backdrop if you didn't get to see this game. This was Michigan's first game in 12 days since they played Penn State. Also, this was Michigan's first road game. So it was interesting to see how this team came out, and not surprisingly, there was some rust. Sitting around for 12 days, it is what it is. You're going to be a little rusty. Both teams actually didn't shoot very well to begin with. But as the first half went on, the teams loosened up a little bit, and it was a pretty good back-and-forth game. A couple of things that stood out. Franz Wagner was aggressive. He had a little video during the week about how he hoped he could be more aggressive. He had 11 first-half points. Chandi Brown, lightning in a bottle. Love his energy. Love his defensive energy being all over the court. His offense, he really goes after rebounds. And he had 9 points, I think it was, off the bench in the first half. Just those guys really helped carry the offense. Hunter Dickinson didn't really do too much offensively in the first half. I think he had 10 rebounds, a couple blocks. So he was really a much better defensive asset in the first half. And you got to say Teddy Allen for Nebraska certainly had a first half. He had 21 points, I believe it was 20 or 21 points in the first half. And he was just on fire, driving, hitting really nice layups, pick and pop three-pointers when he's, versus contested looks. He was just on fire. So, first half, Livers didn't do much, 0 of 4 from three-point line. And you could really see the team really needed him to pick it up to balance out the team offense. And I think the first or second possession of the second half, Mike Smith hit him, and from not the corner, but I can't remember what it's called, but between the top of the arc and the corner, that little elbow, the elbow. And he had a nice three there, and then he got going. In the second half, he went 3 of 4 from three-point lines. He finished with 17 points, and a lot of those obviously came in the second half. Wagner finished with 20 points, excellent, 9 more in the second half. Dickinson, 13 points, another double-double. He had 15 rebounds, 2 blocks, and only 2 fouls. And the TV broadcast did a great job of pointing out how his defensive value is more than what the stat line shows. He won't get credit for altering shots, but Nebraska just had so many layups that they had altered because of his presence around the rim. And only 2 fouls. One of them was just where the Nebraska point guard just stopped right in the middle of the court, and Dickinson just ran him over. And so only 1 real foul playing defense. And that just speaks volumes to his smarts. Because he has to realize, too, Michigan is really hurting in the 5 spot without Austin Davis. Brandon Johns did it. He came in, but he had, no stats that I could see. And going forward, Dickinson's going to have to play smart like that. And I really hope Davis can come back soon. Because he's a guy, Davis, I'm speaking of, who could get you 5 to 8 points, 4 or 5 rebounds, and, limited action. But Dickinson came through. 13 points, 15 rebounds, 2 blocks, only 2 fouls. Lots of presence around the rim. The second half also saw Michigan go on a nice 10-0 run. And then one thing that really disappointed me about Michigan was Michigan got into the 1-and-1 with 12 minutes to go in the game. 1-and-1. I'm like, all right. Michigan's just keep staying aggressive, and you can just get points at the free throw line. And they didn't get back to the free throw line until under 1 minute to go in the game when Nebraska was putting the game, doing the scramble and trying to extend the game out with intentional fouls. So Michigan really did not take advantage of those free throw opportunities. And that's the only a disappointment for me, is that Michigan didn't keep aggressive and force Nebraska into fouling them like they had in the first half of the second half. But the game really came down to Mike Smith. With about 8 minutes to go, Nebraska cut the lead to 6 points. Michigan called a timeout, tried to stem the tide. And after that, Mike Smith came out. Nebraska came onto the court with a 2-3 zone. Mike Smith hit a nice floater. Then he was open in the corner for a 3, 5 points there. And then he did a little extended pick and roll and hit Wagner for an easy layup. He had another couple good assists in there. He finished with 6 assists on the game. He played really well, especially down the stretch when Michigan kind of could be a little bit panicked. It's like the panic of Eli Brooks. When I see Brooks in there at the end of the game, I get worried. Brooks had like a traveling. Brooks had a pass kind of that was totally covered and led to an easy dunk for Nebraska. I'm worried when Brooks is our point guard out there controlling the ball, because he's just like handling a ball on fire. It's like he just doesn't know what to do. He looks so like out of control. But Mike Smith settled things down, got players the balls into positions to make shots, and kind of the nail in the coffin, Wagner missed a wide open three, and Dickinson got a weak side rebound, got hacked on the arm, and laid it in for a 3-point play. And that was kind of put Michigan up by 10, and that was just it. That was like with about a minute to go, and that was just like the dagger, the nail in the coffin. That was the game. Going back to the defense, Michigan really switched it up on Teddy Allen. In the second half, he was only 1 of 5, and his only shot he made was this like Hail Mary banked in 3 that was like such a horrible shot. I will not ever believe that he was trying for that bank. And they only gave up 4 points to him in the second half. And I really think it made me it reminded me of Cassius Winston, the way Michigan rotated on him last year in the win versus Michigan State. Today, Teddy Allen did great in the first half. Second half, Eli Brooks, John D. Brown, Franz Wagner just rotated, and just wore him down. And they were pressing him all over the place. Like, he hit the three-pointer. Everything else he missed, I think, were kind of really close shots, but there was arms and all in the passing lanes and stuff, just defensive presence everywhere. And I loved seeing that switch, and I'd like to see it pay off like that. So, just some thoughts. If you didn't get to see the game, maybe my insight, my little thoughts helped you understand a little bit. I hope you did. And if you do like this video or other videos relating to Michigan or other sports like that, I try to do them from time to time, please hit the subscribe button. I appreciate those. And until I get to see you guys next time, go Blue!